and I'm going to tell you where I'm at. It's 2025. Everybody has something happening. And we have major interstellar activity with planets. And my most favorite, of course, is Pluto, moving out of Capricorn finally, and Neptune. Links in the description. Essentially, finally, we have relief. Finally. And now that we have it, I'm in the recovery. You know, who has not worked really, really hard to get someplace, accomplished it, or failed? Meaning you want to win at the 100-yard dash and you either win or you become in second place or third. So you train, you have the event, and then you have the aftermath. So I'm in the aftermath. I'm in that place of like, the most beloved, precious human being that raised me, that I loved and cherished above all else. Because being raised by a narcissistic mother, who do you think I favored? The ball-busted father, of course. So he passes in January of this year. I'm in my 60s. I'm an elder. And then I thought to myself, I don't have anybody I can count on ever again. And then I realized to myself, I'm one of those orphans that was orphaned at birth. Orphaned at birth. I never truly had a parent. I never truly had an elder. I never truly had a mentor. I never truly had a physical person who acted on my behalf. I never truly had an older parent or wise mentor or elder who ever looked out for me. So of course I had to turn inward. So if that was my life design, what that life design did was make it so that I discovered God very early. I discovered God in the closet. The firstborn sister, the toxic first one, that was the one that fell apart first, and then became what my mother was and wanted to scapegoat me. In other words, they want to blame you for everything that goes wrong in their life. And that's what she did. Yeah, I see it now. They're so weak. I don't see the narcissistic mindset. Okay, here's the whole deal. 6 minutes and 23 seconds. The narcissists that are like prevalent on this planet right now, the 50% of the population, they are going to die off because they're not going to be able to sustain themselves. I'm not in the least bit worried. How is that going to happen? There's theories. Like, I might not be alive in this body, but there's a bifurcation, B-I-F-U-R-I-C-A-T-I-O-N, bifurcation. If I spelled that wrong, Bifurcation. It's a word. B-I-F-U-R-C-A-T-cation. I-O-N, I think I said. And it's essentially a family tree or a system that then bifurcates, splits off completely. And then they become two rooted, and that here we are on planet Earth. We're rooted in the fact that we're in existence, but we're growing in different directions. Growing and going in different directions, and that doesn't have anything to do with the political system. This is not political. This is bifurcation. You see it in plants all the time. So look at a root, like a grapevine. You will have a completely different grapes off of one side of the bifurcated root. That is what's happening in family systems of toxicity and, what do you call it? Inheritance trauma or heredity trauma, family trauma, whatever the trauma is that gets handed down, family after family after family. Whatever happened to these poor white people, they really messed up their kids. And I'm sure the rich people did too. There's just so many messed up people. Like, what happened? So without going into sociology, without questioning the whole entire 9-to-5 work week, without questioning the whole entire public school system and the system behind the system, without questioning the blasphemy that goes on in churches. We're being gaslit left and right. I think that we are now in the time of not knowing what's true. And that's what the most important thing is going to be, is how well can you live with uncertainty? How well can you live with not knowing what's real? Well, like I said to you earlier, I found God in the closet and I found faith early because I was left with no other choice other than insanity in the family. And I was born very pure-hearted. That's why I can't accept original sin. I know the truth of my purity. I know the truth of my being. I know the goodness of my heart. I have memories from 2.5, 3, 4, 5. I have deep memories. I remember things. I'm not going to tell you on internet. It's in my book. One of the things I remember is that there was a park, a city park, and they had a stuffed animal contest. It was a beauty pageant for stuffed animals, and I brought my animal too late, and everybody had already lined up, and I show up, the smallest child, one of the youngest, to enter my stuffed animal in this contest at the park. And I'm told that I can't enter because I didn't arrive in time. I missed the deadline. That's what I'm told by the big boys in the line. Now, I did not go to the front of the line in my memory. and talk to the people in charge and say, can I enter? I heard the older big boy tell me, you've come late, you can't enter. You can't enter this contest. All of my siblings were standing in line, my brother, my sister, and all the neighborhood kids. They were all standing in line with their stuffed animal to enter into this beauty pageant, which is like at this park that we always like go to. And that these people who I don't even know, like I'm a child, so anything above waist level is like fog. All I see is kids. All I see are kids my level. Unless you stoop down, you're in the fog. Like adults don't realize kids see eye level. So do consumers at the grocery store. Everything's eye level. So adults just vaporize into the sky. But remember, I'm the youngest of 4. I listen to everything my siblings say at this point. I can walk, so I must be 2.5, 3. And some boy in the line says, Kat, you came too late. You don't get to join. Nah. You have to go home. And I didn't even go up to the adults in the gray section, in that I can't see them because they're way up there. I don't even go over to their kneecaps and say, hey, can I enter the beauty pageant for stuffed animals? I don't even do that. I stand there and I look at the line, I look at all the kids, and God's honest truth. I'm like, this doesn't look so exciting. I was bored. And so I'm leaving because I'm not like, I want my stuffed animal to win the contest. Or I'm not allowed to enter. Or those boys in the line told me I couldn't go ask the adults in the ethers above the kneecap level. I'm not even interested. I'm like, I remember distinctly going, what are they trying to enter their stuffed animal to a contest for anyway? And I went home. And I had the whole entire house to myself for a while because my siblings were standing in this stupid line having their stuffed animals judged. I'm quite certain they didn't win. But one of the things I wonder is, what happened to them? I mean, did they get sexually molested? Did the guy show them their penis? I mean, I escaped something because I didn't stand in that line with my stuffed animal, with whomever these guys were that told these kids to round up all the neighborhood kids. We're going to have a stuffed animal contest. We're going to judge all the stuffed animals. Line up, kids. Line up all in a row. Stand in line at this park, this random park in this neighborhood off of, Pine something Drive. Number 8? Wherever we lived. I remember a lot. I remember that backyard. I remember you had to go through the backyards of everybody's house because nobody fenced it in to get to the park. You can get to the park. Well, I escaped whatever was happening. Like, did those guys, were they from the city parks? Or were they pedophiles and I missed the stuffed animal contest? And isn't that a good thing? I don't know. All I know is that I've always been that person who has been, maybe this isn't a contest I want to participate in. Maybe this isn't a society I want to participate in. Maybe this isn't a system I want to participate in. I'll just take my stuffed animal and go home. I'll just take my toys out of this toxic sandbox and go home. And that, my friends, is the lesson in life. If you can't play with the people that you're with at any given time, yeah, just take your stuffed animal with you. Take your toys out of that sandbox and go home. Home to yourself. Much love. Mwah. It's all good. We're in the apocalypse. It's the great revealing. Don't be afraid. You get to see all the bullshit now, that's all. You get to see what's real and what isn't.